in good spirits as well. Case in their home white tops, white shorts. Emory in the visiting navy tops and navy shorts. They're pretty sharp uniforms. Emory men had those gold tops on, but the Emory girls with the navy ones.
These are a little easier on the eye.
Just a little bit. Case wins the opening tip. We're underway in Cleveland on the right side of the floor. McCoy has it, the freshman guard working against a man-to-man defensive look. Mummy works to Reynolds, now into the left corner. Orcutt with it. Orcutt nearly turned it over. McCoy puts the first shot of the game up, and it rolls off.
You know a Jen Reimer coach team is going to be good on the defensive end of the floor. The important thing for the Spartans today is rebounding, which has been a challenge since Barrett Eppert has been away. And where does the scoring come from, aside from Brooke Orcutt? Who can step up and add those points today?
Gabi Whitmer's jump shot from the left baseline, a little off the mark. And the three-time letter winner will give it back to Case after that turnover went out of bounds. Orcutt dishes off. Mummy, with her back to the basket, gives to her teammate. And Reynolds was whistled for the travel. Well, I'll tell you what, if you didn't watch the men's game earlier, we talked about the frustrating turnover margin that was not in Case's favor. The Emory Eagles only committed 4 turnovers while forcing 23 Spartan turnovers in the men's contest. And I bring that up because the women's team is equally as strong. Of the 400 teams that play Division III basketball, they're second in the country, averaging a plus 12.5 turnover margin. This team really takes care of the basketball, and when you do that, you win 14 games in a row to start a season.
Well, that'll certainly help, and a very similar style to the men's team, not as foot on the gas kind of mentality, but they will be very aggressive on both ends of the floor, very active on the defensive side, and it presents a challenge for the Spartans today because they have had some struggles at the point guard position, and now with Amanda Germer out today due to concussion, it's going to be a real challenge to see what the Spartans can do here today.
Just sat on the front of the rim. Whitmer can't get it to roll in, and the Spartans, who are locked in a scoreless tie early on, will bring it up the floor. That first personal foul on Case was picked up by Jessica McCoy, who holds the rock at the top of the arc. Almost dribbled it off her foot. Look at the pressure that Emory puts on the ball 7 feet beyond the arc. Reynolds threw it off the side of the backboard. Here's Castillo with the right hand. It was partially tipped. And I think Case may have gotten lucky there because I'm pretty sure Brooke Orcutt hit that before it went out of bounds.
It sure looked that way to me, but, we're not officials, so let's not jump to conclusions.
That's right.
Here.
By the way, our officials are Matt Ballstar, John Gerber, and Tim Gebhardt.
What a great lead-in that was to announce our officials.
You tossed it up to me. I had to run with it.
When there's a call that you question against your home team, you often want to be an official. But, in that case, they're doing their job. Let them go.
Emory just picked up their first foul of the game. It was Shelly Canute, freshman guard. A lot of freshmen and a lot of veterans on this Emory team. They're very well balanced. Resnick, Morgan, Lilly, Castillo, Ball, and Whitmer are all seniors. But Michelle Bevan, Shelly Canute, Cassie Stafford, Fran Sweeney, Shelby Zucker, Maggie Brown, and Patricia Mook are all freshmen. Shot missed from the outside off the hands of Canute. We're still scoreless, 2.5 minutes in, and Mooney with a big smile on her face. You know she was a little too strong with the pass. And an early turnover will give it back. Emory brings 2 new faces on the floor, and it's a pair of youngsters, Michelle Bevan and Fran Sweeney, check in.
Spartans are going to have to try to find a rhythm here on offense. See what the approach is, if they want to turn this more into a half-court game or if they're going to try and run with Emory throughout the day.
Teams are a combined 0 for 7 from the floor, make it 0 for 8, and Orcutt tipped it out of bounds underneath the basket. Yes, this is Case wearing white jerseys. We haven't seen them in their home whites in quite some time. They wore special pink jerseys on Friday as part of the Play for K evening. And the last homestand 2 weeks ago, they were in their Mather College jerseys for throwback weekend both days. So the Spartans back in their traditional whites.
I thought something looked a little off today.
It took me forever to remember that Case was white and blue after a while because the men were wearing those red jerseys as well. in throwback weekend. Actually, they wore 2 different jerseys, didn't they?
Yeah, the men wear the Western Reserve Red Cat uniforms on Friday night for throwback weekend, and then on Sunday they wear the brown of the Case Institute of Technology Rough Riders. Those are not as appealing to look at.
Mummy puts the first basket of the game up and in 3 minutes in, and Case has a 2-0 lead.
Mummy's the word. The Spartans have certainly seen a lot of success in the win column when Laura Mummy has gotten going this season, so that'll be key the rest of the day.
In the left corner, a jump shot is up and good from Shelly Canute, and we're knotted at 2 apiece. Emory is certainly willing to pressure the ball in the backcourt, but a little too much pressure from Sarah Arrington, and she commits her first personal foul. Eileen Sow checks in the ball game. She's chasing Julie Mooney up the floor. Mooney to the rim, sat there and fell off.
Emory very fortunate there. They broke one of the cardinal rules in not letting a player get behind you when you're going to play that pressure defense, but the layup from Mooney just did rattle out.
Sow ran into a much taller Mummy, and Emory turns it over. Mooney, coast to coast. She's blocked from behind by Michelle Bevan. Are you kidding me?
I think it almost looked like Julie invited the contact, hoping for an and one situation, but it was just a great play by Bevan to get her hand on the ball and you know, not throw her body into Mooney.
What a play by the freshman from Missouri City, Texas. Bevan looking to score on the offensive end, has it on the left wing. Here's Morgan for a deep 2, no, but Eileen Sow, right place, right time.
It's 2 straight fast break opportunities for the Spartans that ended without points. That's certainly something that you can't have happen if you're going to stay in this game.
Leading scorer Savannah Morgan missed the jump shot. It turns into 2 points thanks to Jessica McCoy, 4-2 Spartans.
3rd time's the charm.
Savannah Morgan, the senior from San Jose, running the offense. She's got it on the right wing right now. Up top to Eileen Sow. Through the middle of the lane, she just sort of snuck through everybody and somehow got off a clean shot, but it didn't fall in. Low scoring game early on. The teams have combined to shoot 3 of 15 from the floor. In the right corner, Reynolds looks into the post. Mummy trying to use her stature to create some space, and the right-handed scoop didn't go.
I think if you ask head coach Jennifer Reimer, she would not mind a low-scoring affair here today. I think that would certainly favor the Spartans and the way they play as opposed to Emory's fast pace.
Tied at 4 apiece. 2nd and 3rd chance opportunities there for the Emory Eagles as we see Rachel Beatty head to the scorer's table. Oh, you're right. This is a Emory team that actually outscores their opponents by more than 11 points per game. But right now, Case is kicking their butt in transition. Case is beating Emory up the floor nearly every time, and a 30-second timeout was just called by Christy Thomas-Cuddy to try to slow down the Case transition. Almost midway through the first half, Spartans lead it by 2. We'll be back.
This year, Qdoba will cater like 10,000 parties.
Where? When? I'm there.
Well, these parties are hypothetical. I was just talking about Qdoba catering. Hot taco bars with fire-grilled chicken and marinated steak, flour tortillas and taco shells. You'll also get their hand-smashed guacamole, cheese, sour cream, lettuce, and salsa. They'll deliver to your home or office, and they'll even set it up.
Can I bring a guest?
Oh, boy. Visit Qdoba.com today for more information about Qdoba catering. Qdoba Mexican Grill. More to explore.
There's a shot of Horsburgh Gymnasium as we come back in. Emory Eagles, the bench on your screen there. The defensive side of the floor right now. As they move the ball across from left to right. The Eagles come out of that timeout, hoping to slow down Case's transition offense. And immediately they go into the low post with a short miss there from Sarah Arrington. That qualifies as slowing down the transition game, creating a turnover. Resnick into the forecourt. She gives off. Here's Canute. Now into the high post. Resnick gave it right back to her teammate, Castillo. Working on a much taller and longer Julie Mooney. Here's Canute. She'll raise up, and it goes through. 6-6 tie. Brooke Orcutt lobs it up the floor for Beatty, who every time you see hit the floor like that, you sort of hold your breath as she's got that brace on her left knee.
I don't know how she does it, how she's able to play and be effective. You have to be constricted at some point with that type of a bulky brace on your knee. Of course, she suffered a serious injury 2 seasons ago, but she has toughed it out. She's out there playing, and she contributes.
Chelsea Steen into the ballgame for Julie Mooney. Steen provides some great life off that bench, and a jump shot goes through for Fran Sweeney. Emory takes their first lead at 8-6. Steen racing up the floor and corrals it in the corner before it hits the blue paint. And a turnover in front of the scorer's table here. No, I guess it was last touched by Emory. Looks like it went off the hands of Canute. And Jennifer Reimer wants a timeout. Whatever she saw, it was important enough that she wants to call a timeout. 13:25 left to go in the opening half. We hope you'll stay with us throughout the course of this one. Case trails by 2. We'll be back.
Cleveland Marriott Downtown at Key Center offers the versatility and reliability to meet your unique travel and meeting needs. From smart spaces to practical amenities to world-class service, our flagship hotel will deliver the quality experience you expect, backed by the Marriott name you trust. At Cleveland Marriott, we have one goal: to serve you better. Book your special Case Western Reserve rate by visiting us at clevelandmarriottdowntown.com and entering promotional code C0N.
Brendan Gulick, Nick Minard with you on Sunday afternoon. 8-6 ball game here. The final home game and senior day for the Case Spartans. They've still got 3 games left on the schedule. Heading to Wash U, who they played a really good game with a couple of years ago. But lately they have struggled against the Bears. The offensive side, a miss and a foul, and it goes back to Emory. So the Spartans will go to Wash U next weekend. The first meeting this year did not go well, 71-37. They will then go to Chicago, who also beat them 80-66, before wrapping up the year against Carnegie Mellon. One of only 2 wins in the conference slate for Case. They won the opening conference game against Carnegie Mellon, 77-54 in Pittsburgh back on January 11th. 8-6 ball game, and it's a turnover. Rachel Beatty with a steal. 2-on-2 basketball. Orcutt dribbles into the corner, and she'll throw it up top to Reynolds. Steen underneath to Reynolds. Drop step and a layup, and it's good. Knotted at 8.
Aaron Reynolds has really come on strong here in the last few weeks. The loss of Barrett Eppard obviously created a hole in that lineup, but Aaron Reynolds has filled in nicely at both ends of the floor.
3-pointer from the top of the arc. Bricks off of the window. 12:20 left in the opening half. Case looking to take a lead. Orcutt gives off. Mummy just forces one up and maybe fought one a little too hard there. Orcutt got the rebound, no shot. The foul is going to be called on the floor. First is personal foul goes on Selena Castillo, her first team third. Reynolds is spared on the floor as Jessica McCoy comes back, and a smile and a high five from her head coach. Not sure who was grinning wider, Reynolds or Coach Reimer. Nobody's grinning about a Case turnover here, which quickly turns into a bucket for Gabi Whitmer. Whitmer, one of the more respected players on this Emory squad. Her leadership has been pretty evident throughout the course of the year. Not always in the starting lineup, making only her 10th start of the season, but she's one of those girls that everybody kind of rallies around for the Eagles. Great backdoor look, basket and foul. Laura Mummy with one more coming.
Great touch pass there by Brooke Orcutt. Her momentum carrying her one way away from the basket, but able to fire that ball in there to Laura Mummy, who finishes strong, uses her size, and has a chance for a little and one action.
Mummy from the stripe gives Case the lead at 11-10.
Is there anything more exciting in the game of hoops than the N1?
Probably not, and especially on a play like that. Everybody from the bench got onto their feet, and this place got a little bit louder.
you could just see the energy that it was sparked by that play, and now the team looking to increase the lead.
Case makes a little more noise on the offensive end. This time Brooke Orcutt for 2. She's got 4 points. A ball fake and dish underneath that goes out of bounds. Khadijah Saeed was the intended target underneath as Eileen Tsao checks in. Shelly Canute heads out. Aaron Reynolds grabbed a swig of Gatorade, and then Brooke Orcutt. Actually, Brooke will stay on the floor. Laura Mummy with a quick breather. 13-10, Julie Mooney back at the scores table. She'll check in for Case next time. And McCoy got lucky. She didn't get whistled for a foul there. But the Spartans will take the good luck.
You mentioned Brooke Orcutt staying on the floor. She entered play on Friday with the most minutes played of any of the UAA players this season, 651 entering the game on Friday, and she has definitely earned her time out there on the floor.
I guess I'm asking your opinion, Nick, but I think she's probably the heart and soul of this team.
You know she is. You know, certainly when Barrett Eppert's out there too. Barrett is really a player that can make this team click, but Brooke definitely the top scorer on this team and someone this club looks to lead them both on and off the floor.
Aaron Reynolds with 3 gives Case its biggest lead at 16-10 over the 16-5 Emory Eagles. No shot as the foul was committed by Chelsea Steen prior. Third team foul, first personal on Chelsea Steen, the junior from Newark. Case rallying after that one goes out of bounds, stays with Emory. Case rallying after a win that, even though Rochester is now 8-13 on the season, Nick, that win against the Rochester Yellow Jackets felt so good in this gym for the Spartans as they came off the floor. Not only did they snap the 8-game losing streak, but you could tell they really felt like they beat a good program with such a rich basketball tradition in Rochester.
They sure did. Very similar to a game that was played here 2 seasons ago. Played for K-Knight 2 years ago, and the Spartans upset Rochester, who was 11th in the country at that point. And that's a team that is perennially ranked in the top 25. So you hit it right on the head by saying that's a very strong program, and it was a very big win for the Spartans.
Inbounds pass right to the low post, and Sarah Arrington has an easy bucket. Arrington picks up her first 2 points of the night. Spartans break it up the floor quickly. Here's Mooney in the left corner, driving in. And even though the ball rolled down her leg and off her shoe, she was in the act of shooting. And I believe that was a foul on, I thought it was on Canute. It's on Eileen Tsao. Sophomore picks up her second. Half the first half, just about in the books. Julie Mooney at the stripe. 74%er on the season as Steen is replaced by Orcutt.
I think if I'm an opposing guard, I'd love to see a player like Chelsea Steen go back to the bench. She is just one of those players that is incredibly active on the defensive side of the floor, very aggressive, and you really have to work for everything you're going to get against her.
I mean this the nicest way possible. If you're for Emory, she's so annoying. She just doesn't give up. Short three-pointer in the left corner. That's exactly what Chelsea Steen provides, and Jennifer Reimer loves going to her off the bench. Three-pointer from McCoy, just missed. Mooney with the offensive rebound. Don't expect Steen to be on the bench too long. She's always a spark as Brooke Orcutt with her foot on the line hits a deep jumper. 18-12, Case with a lead.
I won't tell Chelsea Steen that you called her annoying on the air.
I prefaced it with as nicely as possible. But I certainly wouldn't take it back either. Little skip pass, Julie Mooney got in the way. Case with a turnover, taking their way.
Nice little series of play there for Julie Mooney. She was the one who was able to track down the offensive board the last time the Spartans had the ball that led to the jumper for Orcutt.
Wide open, Beatty for 3. Just missed.
Mooney again.
Orcutt has it. McCoy drives, tries to bank it home, and it's too strong. And a foul in the backcourt, and Beatty, who was, I beg your pardon, not a foul, but instead a timeout was whistled. Emory looks a bit befuddled as they try to sort things out. We'll take a timeout from Case Western Reserve University. Spartans up 6.
I have this cool cash. What can I do with it? You can turn it into a hot meal at Rascal House. It's the best value in town. What do they have there? Buckets of wings, pasta, sandwiches, salads, and of course, great pizza. Are they open late? You bet. Open every night till 2:30 a.m. And you can even build your own pizza and order it online at rascalhousepizza.com. Cool. See you at the Spartans game? Yep. And see you after at Rascal House.
Cleveland Marriott downtown at Key Center offers the versatility and reliability to meet your unique travel and meeting needs. From smart spaces to practical amenities to world-class service, our flagship hotel will deliver the quality experience you expect, backed by the Marriott name you trust. At Cleveland Marriott, we have one goal: to serve you better. Book your special Case Western Reserve rate by visiting us at clevelandmarriottdowntown.com and entering promotional code C0N.
There's some fans enjoying senior day here at Horsburgh Gymnasium.
Fans that had to brave the elements a little bit. It was a little bit treacherous coming in here.
No doubt.
Snow falling.
Well, if you missed the note in the men's game, these two schools both played host to the UAA swimming championships. So there's a foul on the high post. That's right, Emory was supposed to be the sole host as Case commits their 4th personal. But because of the bad weather, Case, Rochester, and the University of Chicago couldn't get to Atlanta. So they solved the problem the best way they could and have a conference swimming championship at 2 different places. A little cross-section of the times, and we'll see who's the winner.
Works for me.
Creates a little more work for you, but that's
well,
okay.
As long as I don't have to, or as long as I don't end up in the pool, I think it's okay.
Got a bit of a problem over at the scores table. Just want to get things worked out. We will chat with Drew Drozers from the Sports Information Department here in just a moment and figure out. It is not a foul, but instead the ball was kicked.
Speaking of kick.
An emphatic kickball call from John Gerber.
Just the sound of that, it sounded like a high school or a middle school kickball game. Aaron Reynolds put the foot to it.
Right on cue. Oh, Resnick in for 2. I don't know if Aaron Reynolds found that quite as funny as the rest of us, but I enjoyed that.
Tell you what, after that, women's soccer head coach Tiffany Crooks might be giving Aaron a call and seeing what she's got going this fall.
Shelly Canute tries to bounce it to the low left side of the floor. Somehow Emory saves it. Canute swings it that way again. Here's Castillo. Pulls up from the left elbow, and it rattles in. 18-16. Second chance points and points off a turnover, and now this gym starts to get a little louder. Emory fans awfully vocal on the far side of the floor, and Case trying to make some noise too. McCoy for 3 in the corner. She got it.
She is the real McCoy. Putting the Spartans up by 5.
Emory in the forecourt on the left side. 7:28 left in the first half. Triple try, just a little bit short. Off the hands of Savannah Morgan.
I tell you what, ever since that kickball, this place has got a little bit of a buzz going in it.
Especially on the bench over here directly to our left. The Spartans are awfully lively and energetic today.
It's amazing the little things like that can really get the momentum going.
Hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon. Thanks for making us a part of it here at Case Western Reserve. Reynolds had it at the top of the key. If she was so inclined, she could have shot it, but she'd rather play in the low post. Speaking of shots from the outside, Beatty's 3, just a little bit too strong. And a foul under the rack. It's going to go against Jessica McCoy, her second. 15th foul. Laura Mummy will head back out on the floor. McCoy will take a breather. pretty good size on the floor right now for Case. Mummy, Reynolds, Orcutt, Mooney, and Beatty. Who runs the point if you're in this group?
I think Rachel Beatty will handle the ball quite a bit. Brooke Orcutt also has that capability. And Julie Mooney, she's incredibly versatile and has the size and has the ability to handle the ball.
7 to shoot it, and a partially deflected shot near the arc, and ensuing foul on Emory's Maggie Brown. No, I beg your pardon, Gabby Whitmer. Whitmer's first. That's the 6th foul against the visitors from Atlanta.
That's where Julie Mooney's size really comes into play. A player of her size who, can play the 2-guard position really can create some matchup issues for smaller guards.
Beatty's got to get it across the floor, and she threw it away. Well, they got the 10-second call, but they got it from the backcourt, and I think Emory would have probably, in only that circumstance, preferred that they didn't get it because they had the ball in the front court already.
They were headed the other way, to say the least.
Here's Saeed. Almost slipped at the top of the circle. Squares her shoulders, and Castillo with 2 points.
That's a couple times now Castillo's found herself all alone just outside of the charity stripe.
Another turnover. This one loose in the paint. It rolls right to the top of the arc. Morgan's game-tying 3 attempt missed. The second chance also missed, and Emory loses it out of bounds. 9 Spartan turnovers in the first half. And a timeout was just called by Jennifer Reimer. So after the Spartans looked like they were on some kind of roll, a little bit of a run put together by the Eagles, but that's okay. Case leads it by 3, nearing the end of the first half.
This year, Qdoba will cater like 10,000 parties.
Where? When? I'm there.
Well, these parties are hypothetical. I was just talking about Qdoba catering. Hot taco bars with fire-grilled chicken and marinated steak, flour tortillas and taco shells. You'll also get their hand-smashed guacamole, cheese, sour cream, lettuce, and salsa. They'll deliver to your home or office, and they'll even set it up.
Can I bring a guest?
Oh, boy. Visit Qdoba.com today for more information about Qdoba catering. Qdoba Mexican Grill. More to explore.
Welcome back here at Horsburgh Gymnasium. Those look like Emory fans in the top of the stands.
What tipped you off? Be honest.
Must have been the t-shirt. There's a peek inside the Case huddle for just a quick second, and some distractions. Gotta love the fans on their cell phones.
Well, I think if you look across the stands there, the shot right now is some former Spartan greats there. Emily Muller, Caitlin Henry. You got pretty much the entire starting 5 from 2 seasons ago. I would imagine Jen Reimer looks across at some point and says, man, I'd like to get that group suited up again.
All out in support of their former teammates on their senior day as they once were supported. Here's Julie Mooney, one of the couple seniors on this squad, Lauren Elkin the other. Brooke Orcutt in a double team. She finds Mummy open, but Mummy's jump shot is a little bit off the rim. Case has hit 43% of their shots early on and playing defense pretty well. 35% shooting for Emory, and it's going to continue to help that cause as Mooney swats that one out of bounds. But it looks like Erin Reynolds coming up a little slowly. I think she may have got swatted across the face. Don't know if there's any blood on the floor, but that didn't quite look good.
Boy, every time a Spartan has hit the floor these last few weeks, ever since the Barrett Eppert injury last month, you really just hold your breath. Saw a little bit of it even in the men's game on Friday night with Julian Person going down.
Speaking of seniors, Elkin going to come back in, and quite suddenly the air just evaporated out of this place. You mentioned the old group of teammates on the other side of the floor, a couple of them covering their mouths agape as they feel that maybe that was worse than we first anticipated. Hopefully, Erin Reynolds is okay. She looks like she's holding the area under her nose, but maybe above her upper lip. Not quite sure if she has a cut or if she just got hit, but hopefully she's all right.
think Jen Reimer also looking for an explanation from the officials as to how that sort of thing happens, and there's not a foul. Certainly it's possible, but unlikely.
Orcutt strong underneath and then just threw one up. There's McCoy and had it ripped away, but a pretty easy traveling call. Can't hate the effort from Khadijah Saeed, but when you roll over like that, that's a traveling violation, and she will exit in place of Fran Sweeney. Less than 5 to go. Case with a 3-point lead. Final home game of the season for the Spartans, and it's our final broadcast of Case basketball here in 2013 and 14. It's been a lot of fun bringing you games all season long. Got a plethora of voices to do so. Andrew Luftglass and Ron Jantz. A couple of voices along the way. I'm Brendan Gulick, Nick Meinert along with me today. No matter who's been on the call, we hope you've enjoyed watching the Case Spartans here on athletics.case.edu. Spring season just around the corner. The Case Spartans baseball team, who finished the season last year nationally ranked for the first time in school history, as Mummy puts up a jump shot and was a little bit too short with it. Here's Mooney back to Orcutt. Case Spartans baseball team opens their season against John Carroll, a school just up the street, and go figure, they're going to open the season in West Virginia in about a week. There's a layup from the right side, and a game brought back to 1 point now.
Well, that'll be the first time either squad has been able to get outdoors and play.
Both teams have been practicing inside with, I truthfully can't tell you the last time I saw a blade of grass in Cleveland.
I'd probably also have to think about that one for a while. I was a little distracted there at the moment. Head coach Jen Reimer not happy with the way her team is playing. And she just called a timeout. I do believe her team is going to get an earful.
3:35 left in the first half. We'll be back.
This year, Qdoba will cater like 10,000 parties.
Where? When? I'm there.
Well, these parties are hypothetical. I was just talking about Qdoba catering. Hot taco bars with fire-grilled chicken and marinated steak, flour tortillas and taco shells. You'll also get their hand-smashed guacamole, cheese, sour cream, lettuce, and salsa. They'll deliver to your home or office, and they'll even set it up.
Can I bring a guest?
Oh, boy. Visit Qdoba.com today for more information about Qdoba catering. Qdoba Mexican Grill. More to explore.
Cleveland Marriott Downtown at Key Center offers the versatility and reliability to meet your unique travel and meeting needs. From smart spaces to practical amenities to world-class service, our flagship hotel will deliver the quality experience you expect, backed by the Marriott name you trust. At Cleveland Marriott, we have one goal: to serve you better. Book your special Case Western Reserve rate by visiting us at clevelandmarriottdowntown.com and entering promotional code C0N.
3.5 minutes left in the first half. Case leads at 21-20 despite 13 turnovers that have turned directly into 12 Emory points. What's going wrong, Nick?
Well, I think, like Jen Reimer just said in the huddle, we're better than this. The team is just being very careless with the basketball at the moment. And for that reason, they're only ahead by a point, when really, if you look at the stats, they should have a nice lead at this point.
Well, and the frustration is that a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
A lot of careless passes, long passes across the floor.
Eileen Sow was misfiring from underneath. Here's Julian Mooney, and she lays it in. Timeout effective. Sow bumped, no shot. 1-and-1 opportunity for the 5'5" sophomore from Fremont, California. How diverse is this roster from Emory? Just going to go down numerically, and I'm just going to list the states so you can get an idea at how far all over the country these girls are coming from. Texas, New York, California, Washington, Virginia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, New York, California, Florida, Colorado, Massachusetts, Ohio, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Tennessee.
Well, it's certainly an institution, much like Case Western Reserve, of a lot to offer. A lot to offer to a very diverse group, and head coach Christy Thomas-Cuddy down there at Emory has done a good job recruiting and building this program into a very strong team, and one that's been nationally ranked now 2 years in a row.
With just 3 to shoot, Mooney's got to get rid of it. Same move, same spot, same result.
There is just something really smooth about the way Julie Mooney operates when she goes up and lays it in like that.
Back to that note, though, you got to give Christy Thomas-Cuddy a lot of credit for the way she is recruited here over the years, especially recently. We said it earlier, lots of seniors and freshmen. There's no juniors on this entire roster and only 3 sophomores. So they are built for the future as well as for the present. And Laura Mummy is whistled for a offensive foul, even though there are some applause and cheering from her own bench. Whatever they saw, they liked.
I think they liked the effort there. The fact that she was willing to stand in there and attempt to, or the fact that she was able to go in there aggressively and try to make something happen.
Case's lead is a handful. Emory works the left side of the forecourt into the high post. And all of a sudden, for just a brief moment, Selena Castillo found herself open again. She's hit a couple shots from that left elbow. But now it's Savannah Morgan from the free throw line. Too strong. And Brooke Orcutt snares it out of the air.
Young lady with the first name of Savannah, was there anywhere else she could have played in Division III other than Emory?
I don't think she had a choice. Only one girl on this entire roster from the home state of Georgia. That's senior Lauren Ball. As Case extends the lead to 7 points, courtesy of Brooke Orcutt. She's got 8. 1:20 left of the first half, and the three-pointer in the left corner gives just a brief glimmer of hope to Emory. Brings it back to a 4-point game.
That was a huge basket for Emory. When you get behind 7 points, you start to get into that danger area of falling behind and letting the game slip away a bit. So a really clutch basket there to keep the team in it.
Gabi Whitmer returns for Emory. Case trying to end the first half on as positive a note as they can, especially if they go into the locker room with a lead over a really good Emory team. He joined us late and missed the outset of the telecast. Emory 16-5 on the year, and they started the season with 14 consecutive wins. For 3, just off. Good second chance and third chance efforts as Orcutt is whistled for the travel.
That's all right, though. If you continue to give yourselves those second and third chances, good things are going to happen.
Morgan brings it over the timeline right down the middle of the floor. She looks absolutely spent. Morgan tries the right side of the floor into the corner. This is Fran Sweeney. 2 3-pointers in 2 trips down the floor for Emory, and the 7-point lead for Case has evaporated to 1. But McCoy with the layup extends it back to 3. Shot clock is off. Emory with a 3-pointer could tie it going into the break. With 10 seconds left, it appears they'll be down no worse than 3 points. Morgan in the corner is guarded tightly by Mooney. It's thrown away up top and lost out of bounds. Stays with Emory, 3.1 on the clock.
Great job there by Rachel Beatty disrupting that passing lane. And with only 3 seconds left on the clock, that was an opportunity for her to take some valuable seconds off there.
Deep 3 put up by Castillo, and it looked good out of her hand, but missed to the right. So the Spartans, after their timeout called by Jennifer Reimer, it was a well-used timeout. She got her message across, and the Spartans go into the locker room with a 29-26 lead here at halftime.